Something strange is happening in Cleveland, and all eyes are now on rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Just months after being drafted by the Browns in what many saw as a high upside gamble, rumors are already swirling that Shedeur could be on his way out. That's right, before he's even had a real shot to prove himself in an NFL game, there's talk that he might be traded. And the speculation isn't baseless. It's fueled by something every Browns fan has seen by now. The video. In the clip, Shedeur is running alone at night in what looks like a desperate, emotional training session. It's not just a workout. There's no team around him, no flashy captions, just the sound of his breathing, the rhythm of his footsteps, and a haunting caption. "Too legit to quit, the thought of losing makes me sick." That's not the voice of a rookie gearing up for a quiet offseason. That's a player sending a message. Insiders say that Cleveland is exploring the idea of showcasing Shedeur during the preseason, letting him play significant snaps to boost his trade value, and then flipping him before the deadline to a QB-needy team. From a business standpoint, it makes some sense. Joe Flacco is reportedly the frontrunner to start Week 1, with Kenny Pickett sitting right behind him. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel, another rookie, is also in the mix, and he's been making waves at camp. That leaves Shedeur as the odd man out, at least in the eyes of the coaching staff. But fans aren't sold on that logic. Many see Shedeur as more than just a name. He's a potential star. His college tape showed flashes of elite pocket movement, strong decision-making, and a natural leadership presence. Sure, his transition to the NFL might take time, but isn't that the case for every rookie QB not named Mahomes? The problem is deeper than depth charts or preseason reps. It's about trust, about whether the Browns front office is willing to develop young talent or just ride short-term fixes like Flacco and Pickett. Flacco, for all his experience, is nearing the end. Pickett has yet to prove he can be a full-time franchise QB. So why not invest in Shedeur? Why consider moving him so quickly? That viral midnight run speaks volumes. It's the visual embodiment of frustration, of hunger, and of a young player caught in the politics of roster math. Shedeur isn't quitting, he's working harder. He's sending a message to the coaches, the fans, and maybe even to the league. If you don't believe in me, someone else will. The fan base is split. Some believe trading Shedeur now while his name still carries weight could net valuable draft capital or a midseason defensive piece. Others think letting him go would be a classic Browns mistake, giving up too soon on a guy who just needs time and a fair shot. And the truth is, nobody outside that locker room knows what's really happening behind the scenes. But one thing is clear. The energy around Shedeur Sanders is shifting. What started as quiet hope has turned into a storm of rumors, fan debates, and now viral footage. The Dawg Pound is watching. The league is watching. And maybe Shedeur knew that when he hit the pavement that night. He's not just running to train, he's running to stay relevant, running to prove something, running from the possibility that his NFL dream might get cut short before it even begins. So, now we ask, is this just the beginning of the end for Shedeur in Cleveland, or is this the moment that defines his fight back?
As the Browns' quarterback competition heats up, the situation is becoming increasingly complex and controversial. On the surface, it might seem like a feel-good comeback story. Joe Flacco, the 39-year-old veteran, leading the charge in training camp, showing command of the offense and emerging as the likely starter for Week 1. But dig deeper and the cracks begin to show. This isn't just about who looks good in July, it's about long-term direction and whether the Browns are prioritizing stability or growth. Joe Flacco stepped in last season and provided a short-term spark, helping the Browns stay competitive down the stretch. His experience and poise under pressure are undeniable. But Flacco is not the future. He's a bridge at best. And while Kevin Stefanski might value his leadership in the huddle, many fans are questioning whether giving him the QB1 role now means punting on the development of younger, more dynamic options. Enter Kenny Pickett, the former first-round pick cast off by Pittsburgh. Pickett has tools, solid mobility, decent accuracy, and a fiery competitive edge. But his time with the Steelers was uneven at best, and it's still unclear whether he's anything more than a capable backup. Dillon Gabriel, on the other hand, has impressed in early camp sessions with his quick release and aggressive reads, but he's raw and realistically a project for 2026. And then there's Shedeur Sanders. Polarizing, confident, marketable, but undeniably talented. The fact that he's fourth in the pecking order right now is baffling to many in the Dawg Pound. Social media is already ablaze with takes. Some fans argue that Flacco deserves it. He's earned it, they say. Others are furious, believing the team is wasting valuable reps that could be going to a potential franchise cornerstone. The tipping point came earlier this week when NFL Hall of Famer Chris Carter openly blasted the Browns' QB situation on national radio. "You mean to tell me you've got a kid like Shedeur and you're riding with Flacco and Pickett? That's a huge problem," Carter said. His words hit a nerve. They echoed the sentiment brewing in Cleveland. Are the Browns once again stuck in the loop of playing it safe while younger, more explosive talent sits on the bench? Behind all this is the coaching staff's obsession with ball security and veteran decision-making. Stefanski's scheme thrives on rhythm and timing, and Flacco brings a level of predictability that young QBs typically can't match. But the game is changing. Teams across the league are winning with young, mobile quarterbacks who stretch defenses and create outside of structure. The Browns' insistence on veteran stability could be what holds them back when the stakes rise in the AFC North. This isn't just a football debate, it's an identity crisis. The Browns have spent years trying to shake off their reputation as a franchise in perpetual rebuild. And now, with a rare window of defensive dominance and offensive potential, the question becomes, do they trust a veteran to steer the ship, or do they bet on upside and take the risk of growing pains? Fans are passionate, and they're divided. Twitter threads, Reddit posts, even call-in shows are full of debate. Some are begging for Shedeur to get a preseason showcase. Others are already calling for him to be traded if the front office has no real plans to develop him. "Don't waste his time or ours," one fan wrote. "If you're not going to play him, get something back before he walks." The frustration isn't just about who's under center. It's about clarity. Browns fans want to know, what's the vision? Is there a plan for this quarterback room, or is it another year of patchwork? So while Flacco may look sharp in shorts and helmets, the real test will come under the lights, when the weight of expectations, fan pressure, and roster politics all collide. And in that moment, the decisions made now could shape the Browns' trajectory for years to come. This isn't just another camp battle. It's not simply about who throws the tightest spiral or runs the cleanest 2-minute drill in July. What we're witnessing in Cleveland is a franchise standing at a crossroads, one where every decision made in the next 8 weeks will either fuel a breakthrough or trigger another season of regret. And at the center of it all is a question the Browns can no longer ignore. Are they trying to win now with short-term solutions, or are they building something that lasts? Let's be clear. Playing it safe is what bad teams do. Playing it safe is what Cleveland did for 2 decades, recycling quarterbacks and patching holes without ever committing to a real identity. This team, right now, has an elite defense. Myles Garrett is in his prime. Denzel Ward is a top-tier corner. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is evolving into a game-changing linebacker. You don't waste windows like this hoping a 39-year-old quarterback can stay healthy and carry you through January. Joe Flacco, for all his experience, is not the long-term answer. He's a placeholder. He's insurance. And maybe you do need that in the locker room. But if you're seriously trying to build a contender, the move isn't to lean on Flacco, it's to find out what you have in your young guns. Shadur Sanders may be raw, he may be emotional, and he may rub some people the wrong way. But he also brings traits this franchise hasn't seen in a long time: confidence, swagger, and a ceiling worth chasing. And yes, the fans are watching. They've been through enough. They know the signs of mediocrity. They've seen this story before. Coaches and front offices clinging to safe decisions, only to find themselves drafting in the top 10 a year later. What they want now is a team that believes in itself enough to take calculated risks, a team that's not afraid to play young guys, to develop real talent, and to trust that progress might come with some early bumps. That's why this Shadur Sanders situation feels so important. It's not just about one player. It's about the culture the Browns are trying to create. Are they the kind of team that fosters growth and fights for the future? Or are they still chasing respectability with stopgap decisions and empty promises? There's also a psychological component here. Trading Shadur after one offseason sends a message, not just to him, but to the entire locker room. It says that if you don't fit the mold immediately, you're expendable. It creates an atmosphere of tension rather than trust. That's not how winning organizations operate. Look around the league. The teams that build sustainable success, like Kansas City, Baltimore, Philadelphia, they commit to their plan. They let their players grow. They take lumps early if it means winning later. So, here's what the Browns need to do. Be bold. If Shadur Sanders is in your building, give him a chance. Put him in real situations during the preseason. See how he responds under pressure. Don't hide him behind Flacco and call it development. Don't push him out the door just because the depth chart feels crowded. Let the competition be real. Let the best quarterback earn the job, not the safest one. This season could be special. The roster is talented, the coaching staff has continuity, the division is tough but winnable. But none of that matters if the Browns get in their own way. Playing not to lose is the fastest path to disappointment. The Dawg Pound deserves a team that plays to win, and that starts by embracing uncertainty, not running from it. So, as we head into the heart of training camp, there's one thing Cleveland needs to decide. Are they ready to take the next step, or are they still afraid of the unknown? Because in the NFL, playing it safe never makes history.